Everybody, we're gonna catch back up. We had an appointment to get to, but as we was talking about these bills, the next one, okay, and this is coming out of First John, what we read, right? This is the roundup, and the last thing we was hitting on is what to watch out for, and let's just take our time right quick. All right, this is the board of aldermen. All right, the St. Louis Economic Development Tax Board. I think you will want to pay attention to that because, see, these are appointed people, just like that bill 247 they trying to pass, where they appoint a sheriff or whatever, where they got appointed uh, economic develop aldermen on the board, and these people are paid to do a job. Some of them just not paid to do the right part. Some of them are paid to do the wrong part. But to have a sheriff appointed to us, but that's how the roundup keeps us bonded up. So be careful with that bill. And pay more attention to your elected board members for economic development. Economic development is a big part of our economy. Okay, let's continue with this roundup. We're gonna round those two to this bill, which is 233. Now, Bill 233 discusses where the sheriff department, the police officers, and everything else have to report evidence of a lot of things that goes on when it comes to budgeting and police hours and commissions and raises and all this other type of stuff to an organization called the COB, which is the St. Louis Civilian Oversight Board. And they've been objecting this bill for a long time from what I was hearing, and they seriously got something to hide on this. We need to pay attention to 233 because when it comes to our cops being underpaid and saying that there's no funding and water, well, that's where you go back to the other bill of appointing a sheriff. Because the appointed sheriff will take care of the cops that he wants to take care of to keep things cold but steady for the situation of this next roundup. Now, this next roundup, it's where you have this TIF thing going on with 262. A TIF is a jack move. Let's put it like that in street terminology. A TIF is where these big time developers will come in and they'll want to develop some good business into our communities, which is true. That is so good. But when it comes to the aldermen who are going to apply this to our communities, well, underneath the table, behind closed doors, or whatever, he would say, we're gonna call for a TIF, and the TIF is gonna allow this dude to not get taxed for putting this building. Let's say this facility right here, this mall, is bringing buku business when it comes to the people who pays their money here. But the builder's building and all that type of stuff will be tax free, so far as, you know what I'm saying, him coming out of his pocket to give any money to, you know what I'm saying, just to be taxed for the situation, dude. And what happens is less money is given to the community of St. Louis, but under the table, most likely, is being given to that person who passes the TIF bill. So far as, let's say he pays some $50,000 or let's say $3 million in taxes to put this building here. Well, this dude will say, man, look, just give me $1 million, I'll save you two and pass off the tip. Now, tips are cool when it comes to nonprofit organizations so far as charity and stuff like that, but then you still gotta watch out for them. Cause maybe they, you know what I'm saying, they ain't too good either, a lot of them. You dig? You got people that use as God, bro. You got people that use as good. And that's not good. But back to this Jack move I'm telling you about. Let me just point it out like this. This bill, 262, is wanting to develop some business, some projects over there on Grand, further down, that already has a lot of good business going on. But if you get to the other end of Grand, where I'm from and other people are, there are some very bad situations going on there that is leading to a lot of bad business, no redevelopment. Nobody wants to invest in there because it's too much bad activity going on, which is the only activity that could go on for most people that's trying to get some bread on the table. But I mean, we could go ahead and develop more businesses on the front part of Grand. But if you take away the TIF, the tax money can go to developing some parts in the other part of Grand that can bring better businesses and revenue and stuff like that can help people get, you know what I'm saying, more schools and stuff like that taken care of in our community. And this is where we got to come together as St. Louis people and not white people or black people or Chinese people, but St. Louis people. And St. Louis people got to look at each other as St. Louis people if we're going to be St. Louis people. Just like Springfield got to be Springfield people. New Orleans got to be New Orleans people. California got to be California people. If we're going to have a division in the situation. But still in all, if you want to go ahead and develop in the white community, go ahead, dude. Ain't nobody hating on that. But if the alderman is going to play it like that, if he going to control the dice and roll the dice and say, man, you know what? We ain't going to even charge you no taxes, man. So this way, you can't even much break bread with your fellow Missourians, dude. Starve the rest of the Missourians. Just starve the rest of us. And this is why we got, you know, this bad situation in most of our communities. But this guy that's passing this bill, he's been given so many tips, so many tax breaks, and so much glory and blessings and just everything to develop his community to where it's ridiculous. And I mean, I don't hate on a man for having a business mind, and I don't have him from having the opportunity to develop his community. But at the same time, what has he done to help other aldermen, fellow aldermen, bro? What are you doing in the House of Representatives, man, when it comes to our community coming together on each other? Why leave us out in the cold? We wouldn't leave you out in the cold, bro. I don't give a care if you think that this is a dominant thing. It's not no dominant thing, bro. This is a fight for survival when it comes to little children, dude, and elderly people, man, and just people who just can't think past go. People that are born with birth defects, bro. All right? And when it comes to redlining the community that has majority that's going on, well, okay, you get the high dollar quality developments because you got high dollar quality people that's making money and spending money in that area. Fine. But you order for a tip on everything that somebody's trying to build and ain't gonna break bread with the rest of the people that can't get those type of opportunities. And guess what, bro? For 40, I came in the door looking at our community and wondering where our leaders were. Man, they've been up in there fighting and getting their butts kicked. Because we keep on letting these bills get passed. Instead of us becoming voters, we become felons. And it's not our fault. It's just a situation as being, you know what I'm saying, ignorant to why our community is staying stuck the way it is. We ignorant to how our community is going because we don't get up in there and listen to our leaders. We don't listen to what black folks is trying to tell us. Nobody want to hear that black stuff. But what is going to get us out this hole if you're not hearing knowledge? It's not black stuff, dude. It's knowledge. It's wisdom. All right? And To be a fool towards wisdom is the reason why our community is the way it is. And these people, black and white, that knows good from bad and trying to do good has been sitting in the gap fighting for a long time. And nothing, they've been overran because of the appointed judges or the appointed sheriffs or the appointed politicians and everything else. And that's because we keep falling into that chain reaction of pick up the gun and the drugs and get it how you live. But instead of, you know what I'm saying, using more of your mind, you dig, and everything, bro, to sit in that classroom and say, while I'm in school these little few hours, the outside world ain't got nothing to do with it in here. Don't bring it in school. This is where we have to stop the chain reaction when it comes to going through those school doors. Because without voters, bro, this is where this same dude right here who passing this bill is talking about, since this is how he's putting it. Since we can't come together and stop fighting each other, and we ain't got no good developed businesses in our area, and we ain't got no revenue. Our area is dying. They about to straight up quarantine us, dude. Drive around your neighborhood. Here is why your neighborhood look like Night of the Living Dead, bro. And it's because we got no developers, nothing coming in. We got nobody wants to spend money within their communities. Instead, we rob it, steal it, crap all over it, urinate everywhere, drunk everywhere, loaded and passed out everywhere, and homeless everywhere. You know, people who wants to try to help the homeless, they got good intentions. But when you got the homeless staggering around the streets with all the nonsense and everything around black businesses and all that type of stuff, say, bro, there's a limit for being, you know what I'm saying, a fighter for God and everything. There's supposed to be areas where this can go, but it's in the areas that's dying and need development, and they trying to keep that type of stuff there. But back to the situation, we crap all over ourselves before we bring ourselves up, and most of the people that does this partner up with people that's not even from America, and they think that they getting over by getting a nice car and all this other stuff, when in reality, dude, you help killing your community. And the people that's trying to fight for you, well, guess what? There's a lot of pressure being put on them if they open up their mouths and everything. But this dude, he's gonna lay up there and he's gonna give us the scraps of the money we spend in their communities, since they got the high development technology, nice things going on. And in our community, which is the south side, the north side, and all the other sides that's damn near dead. Well, we just slaves, point blank. So we're gonna round it up on the last one, because we almost out of time. Here's a bill he's trying to pass right here, the 261. And this is where it's gonna stop the development of where they used to have some houses and everything and bring businesses, which is okay in a way, because they ain't doing nothing with those abandoned houses, so they're gonna bring businesses. That's cool in a way. But still in all, why can't we bring businesses in our zones, bro? Why can't we stop stealing in our zones? Is we gonna come, you know, we steal everywhere in America. I mean, this world was brought up on stealing. But at the same time, why do we have to just turn our neighborhoods into crap, dog? Why? You know, when it comes to people who don't want to appreciate their neighborhoods, say, bro, we need to exile those people. Okay? That wants to destroy their communities, our communities, bro. We need to exile those people. Stop letting the drugs get in the way, bro. All right? Whatever you've been through in life, go get help for it, bro, and bring your community back, bro, because all our children depending on us. And that's Guerrilla Gospel. Love you one.